Hello everybody, and thank you for joining this session on lead generation with Google Adwords today. My name is Nilesh Patel. I am the CEO and founder of LeadSquared. I'll be taking the presentation today here. These are the five things we will cover today in our webinar. So I'll give you a quick overview of AdWords, the basics, what are the prerequisites of creating an AdWord campaign, how we go about doing that in steps, and how to analyze the performance of our ad campaigns. And I'll share a few things on what we learned at LeadSquared while running our AdWord campaigns. So very quickly, AdWord basics. So advertisers can use AdWords platform to reach the potential customers using search, display, and mobile. So how do we differentiate between the three? So in search network, as you can see, I'm sure everybody is aware of. You can go and search on Google, and it shows you ads here, and you can look at the two places where you see the ads. So that's your search network. Now Google partners with other search providers as well. So not only on Google.com, but there could be other search engines where your ads will be shown if the search user is searching on those search engines. Then on display network, as you can see, you would have seen banner ads in websites when you browse websites. So you would see things like the things like these here, these banner ads, and then your ads will come on mobile as well. So these are the ways, typical ways you can use AdWords. Now there is an introduction of video ads as well, so I'm not going to talk about that today. My focus for today's webinar would be search ads. I'll introduce some of the commonly used terms in the AdWords, so that most of the people who have done AdWords in the past will be familiar with these terms. So just will be a refresher for you for those. So this is your search term, which is what, or a search query, which is what the search user will use while searching for whatever thing they're looking for. Then this is your ad copy, or it can also be called as ad text or just ad. And then an important term is landing page, which is where the search user goes after they submit the information, after they click on the ad. Then you have so the account where you use your AdWords account. Then you can run multiple campaigns in each ad account, and then you have in each campaign can have multiple ad groups. And ad group is a logical grouping of keywords and ad text. So it's basically the way you can look at this. There could be multiple ads in an ad group, and if these ads get fired or triggered based on the keywords which are present in that ad group. So high level, and I'll sort of show you that information as we go along in the webinar. And then there is a bid, which is what you're willing to pay for the click, and then CPC is your cost per click, which is what Google will charge you for a click, and they have their own ways to basically determine the cost for the click, but that will be lower than the bid. And then you have impressions, which is what your ads will get. So basically, so number of times your ads is served on the network, could be search, display, whatever you're using for a particular campaign. So impression is the count of how many times the ad was shown to the search user or the display viewer. And then your CTR is the percentage of times your ad gets clicked by impression. So that's your CTR. Now one element I would like to point out is in CPC. So Google has different ways of calculating the CPC, and in some cases it goes up to 30% extra on your bid. Now that is a setting which you would deliberately select. So you give Google the ability to increase your bid automatically to help you get the conversion. Now that you have to select. So once you select that, then your cost per click can go more than your bid in some cases. Yeah. A very important term is conversion tracking. So basically, when you run the ad, conversion tracking is a way to find by AdWords that when a search user is clicking or any user is clicking on the ad, it is they are taken to a landing page, and after landing page they are shown another page or thank you page. It doesn't have to show a page. Technically, there is a code which has to be fired so that the AdWords know that a particular path resulted into a conversion for the advertiser. So conversion tracking is a way to do that. Once this is set up, then you can look at the reports there saying, which will sort of show you that okay, so many people clicked on it, and out of that you got so many leads, so that's the percentage of leads, and then this is what your cost per lead is. So unless we set up the conversion tracking, we will not be able to get this full information in AdWords. So very important. Now I'll talk about what are the prerequisites of creating ad campaign. So there are 4 key prerequisites: keyword research, structuring of ad campaigns, and creation of landing pages where you will do the lead capture, and conversion tracking, setting up the conversion tracking so that we can tell Google AdWords a particular visit or particular click actually converted into a lead. So keyword research. So the most important element in keyword research is finding the intent of the search user. And so our research should really be around that, to understand what is that people are searching for, and what is their intent when they type a particular search term. Now it may not be apparent to a lot of to an advertiser who's starting afresh on AdWords, but the important thing is to keep this in mind, because as you learn about what people are searching, you can do better job of optimizing your campaigns and setting up them correctly. So when you start a campaign, you first look at what are potential buyers you are searching for, and that you can easily do with AdWords Keyword Planner. And also, so AdWords Keyword Planner also helps you identify the search intent by, and so it suggests groups, so you don't have to really take those groupings. And so the key idea is to find the search intent and group the similar search intent in together. So take an example here. So let's say I've taken two set of examples here. One is let's say there is a Spanish language institute. They are imparting Spanish training programs, and so if they go ahead and advertise, they would say Spanish language learning and stuff like that. Now, it may one grouping would be that people who are learning for Spanish who are actually interested in, or their intent is to learn Spanish. But there could be another group who is, let's say, looking for testing their Spanish language skills. Now, if you see the Spanish language, if we bid on, let's say, keyword like Spanish language only, then the ads may get triggered for both. And however, the intent is different in the two. In one case, the intent is learning. In the second case, the intent is testing. So if we bid on one keyword Spanish language, we will be attracting traffic which is also sort of looking for testing, and we may be paying for that sort of keyword. Now let's say if your company or if your training institute offers both the things, then it will be logical for you to separate into two different ad groups and attract the traffic of one type in one ad group, and another ad group you get the traffic for the second intent, right? So that's the idea. So basically, group the keywords who are which has a similar intent in groups, and then build a negative keyword list also. Now, this may be apparent as well to start with. Things like free and stuff like that can be marked negative. Now, this also depends on business to business. So some businesses may want to increase the reach and offer things like, let's say, free stuff to just get the enrollment, right? Or so in those cases, obviously you won't mark those keyword negative. But not only free, but there will be others. You'll find a lot of different and funny keywords which will be used by searchers, and for which you do not want to pay for, because it is likely that those keywords have nothing to do with your business, and that maybe there is some similarity in that, and that's the only reason your ads is getting triggered. So any keyword which you feel is not making sense, you can look at marking them negative. So the starters are free, and what is, or those kind of things. Because if, let's say, if your business is offering something of value, and you don't want to pay for searchers who do not have any idea, or they're just, let's say, starting, there's, let's say, what is something, and you don't want to target those searchers, then you may want to, let's say, mark what is type of keyword is negative, right? So that you avoid paying for that. So that's so let me quickly show you AdWords Keyword Planner. So these are two tools I have sort of marked here as tools where you can do the research for keywords. AdWords Keyword Planner, which I'll quickly show, and Uber Suggest. If you're a small business starting on AdWords or already doing AdWords, you may have already figured out that managing it takes some time. I mean, I won't it necessarily it takes the like complete time, like a whole lot of time. But these small little things like keyword research and all, if you start using multiple tools, it is going to take a lot of your time, and you'll have to figure out one or two tools which you can rely on. So we suggest these two. So let's just look at the AdWords here. So if you go to tools section, so there is a slight change in the UI very recently. You can see there's a keyword planner. So if you click on that, this is where it is going to bring you in. And so let's say you want to search for Spanish learning, right? And I'll just say, and we can say Atlanta. I'll just leave it like that. And we will say save, get ideas. Now this is going to help us bring the show us the likely keywords which are being searched by search users across United States is what we have used as the geography. So Google is suggesting us certain ad groups which we can use as ad groups in our campaign. Now we don't have to do that, it's just a suggestion. We can look at the keywords. So as you hover over these keywords, it will show you the entire list of keywords here which is going to be part of the ad group, right? You can look at the monthly searches here, where what kind of competition is there in this sort of keyword group, what are the bids here, suggested bids, and things of that nature. So you can add these into your ad groups. You can start building the campaign right from here as well. So you can add these, you can mark or you can take these ad groups here and play around with these bits and find out how many clicks you're going to get, and so on and so forth, right? So that's your the quick keyword planner. You can look at just the keyword ideas, like new keyword ideas based on what search term you gave, the other keywords which Google is going to suggest here. So that sort of thing you can also quickly look at. So I'll okay. Then let's go back here. I'll quickly introduce the terminology of in the match types. So there are four kinds of match types. So I'll talk three here, and then I'll cover the one next slide. One is broad match, one is phrase match, and exact match. So broad match basically is, so let's say in this case we've taken a term landing page template. Now it will match to landing page or free landing page templates or any term which is similar to these terms. So even if there's a little bit modification in this term, so it could be template instead of templates, then also the ad will be triggered. In phrase match, the entire term has to be part of the search term. Only then the ad will be triggered. And in exact match, it has to be exactly the same, otherwise the ad won't be triggered. But there is a new, not a new, I mean it's already been there for a long time. There is another match type called broad modifier match. A broad modifier match, in this case, as you can see here, it will trigger the ad if the terms which are mentioned in your broad modifier match is part of the search term. So all the keywords which are here should be, in this case, let's say marketing software, right? So both marketing and software needs to be part of the search term. Only then you will be able to, only then the ad will be triggered. Now, if you see, the funny thing is, look, I talked about the intent earlier, right? So the funny thing is, marketing, cloud software online, and software marketing companies in Atlanta. Now, these are two very different intent, as you can see. So, whatever phrase match or whatever match you use, the important thing is to understand the intent. So, even if you have a keyword, it may get triggered for a different intent altogether, which you may not be, which you may not have planned for. Now let me quickly show you that here, one instance of that. So as you can see, this is your keywords here, and in keywords you can the plus sign is your, this is what is your broad modifier match. So it falls into the broad match category, but with plus it becomes the modified match, and this is your phrase match, and this is your exact match, and this is your broad match. Now let's take a look at the campaign setup. What is there? So in campaign setup, we have the following things to select. So I'm not going to go into exact nitty-gritty, but I'll just sort of give you a quick overview. So you can select which network to go for, so search network or display network. Then you can you can look at the type or what type of campaign you want to launch. So is it going to be search or display or both? Then you have to look at the network. So network is, so your Google search and search partners on the search network, and then display network, you have all kinds of websites participating where your banner ads will go in, and then you can choose the devices for certain category, for certain campaign type. You also can choose the devices, or modify the bid for mobile. So you may you don't want to, let's say, show your ads on mobile, then you can choose the bid accordingly for the mobile. So you can say my bid for desktop and tablet is so much, and my mobile bid is let's say 90% lower than that bid. So that's how you can sort of choose here. And then location, where you want to show your ads, and then your language, what kind of what is the language on the pages where your ads show up. The strategy, which strategy you choose for bidding, so is it cost per click or enhanced or whatever, and then your bid. So budget for a daily, what is that you're willing to pay for, or budget for a daily spend on ads. So let's look at that here. Okay. So I'll just take this campaign and I'll just show you. Okay, so we have chosen the search network here, as you can see. This is your we've chosen the Google search network. I can say include search partner. So this will basically include other search engines which are partner to Google search. Then you can do the adjustment as I was talking about. So you can say, so right now this doesn't show any adjustment, but you can say I want to, if my bid is whatever on computer and tablet, or whatever is the bid for the campaign, I want to decrease my bid for mobile as let's say 50% or something like that. So now so that's your mobile bid adjustment. Then you can go and look at the bidding strategy. So you can, so this is your bid strategy. So you can look at various options here. So I'll just select the CPC here. This was what I was talking about, enable enhanced CPC, which is where you can Google can modify the bid up to 30% increase automatically to get you conversions. So that's your bid strategy. There are other options here which you can look at. And then budget is what you're willing to pay for on a daily basis, or what is the sort of budget you've allocated for this campaign. Now let's look at the ads. So when you start creating your ad, you have obviously these fields to fill in. So there's a headline, there's a description line 1, 2, and you have got. So you can see the display URL. So this is what you will see in the ad, and then you have a destination URL, which is where the traffic will be diverted. The important thing to note here is the domain name of the display and destination URL have to be identical, otherwise the ad will not be accepted. So I'll quickly show you here. So we come to this campaign. So we'll go to the ads, and we have got these. So we can create a new ad. On Spanish, and we can fix this, save it. Oops, save that too. So I'll say Spanish ad too, and I'll save it. So that's your quickly how you can go ahead and create an ad here. Then your landing page. So for landing page, you can use any of the tools like LeadSquared. There are a couple others. There are a lot of other tools as well there. Or you can choose to bring the traffic to your website, which is not the recommended way to divert the traffic from ad click, because it doesn't it's not likely to give you very high conversion, as website is generally talking about multiple things, and when the search user comes in, they're looking for something very specific. So you would want to create a page which talks about what they're looking for likely, and there are ways to create an offer which is exciting for them to convert. So that's your landing page setup, which is what you have to do. So landing pages will have forms as well. So for lead capture landing pages, you need to have a form here so that you can capture the leads. Then the last would be the setting up of conversion tracking. So I'll quickly talk about that here. So first is this is your ad which gets a click, and it comes to a landing page, and from landing page it lands to the next page, which is your thank you page, which is where the conversion pixel, which I'll show you how to get from AdWords, need to be placed. So so this is what the setup is required. So let's just go and look at the Excel, the tracking, conversion tracking. So we come to the tools section, we go to conversions, and you can see there are all conversions here, all the conversions. Okay, so we come here and we'll say conversion. We'll give it a name. We'll select the web page. We'll say next. And then there are a couple other options which you can just ignore for a moment and just say save. Or if you'd like, you can read through each of them, but for the moment, simplicity, I'll just take the next step. And then lastly, you'll get an option which says who's going to make the code change. So if it's somebody, it could be your website admin person, or somebody is a company who's taking care of websites. So you can send them this code to put on your website. If you are going to divert the traffic to your website after it is submitted on the landing page, or if you are sending it to another thank you page, then you can take this code and place it there. So this is your conversion tracking script, which is what we have to place it on the thank you page. But I'll show you a simple way to find that if it is placed correctly or not. So you come here and say, so I'm just going to show you a thank you page which we have, because say you come here, the browser, say view page source, and you will be able to find something conversion saying here. You can look at this and see if it is matching what you see here, and if it does, then your code is correctly placed. Okay, so let's go to the next. Okay, now we'll quickly talk about. Let's look at the campaign performance. How do we analyze the campaigns, our campaign performance? So these are few metrics or the elements we have looked at. So when you measure the campaign performance, there are a lot of things one can look at. But primarily, if you're starting in AdWords, these are things you can look at, and that should give you good information in terms of how your campaign is doing. So let's quickly look at the campaign's performance here. I will I'll take a campaign here. Okay, I'll just select all time. This is a campaign which we ran some time back. So this is an ad group of a campaign. As you can see, there are various pieces of information which you can see here. So what is the percentage, what are the number of clicks you get, what is the percentage of the times the ad is served. Now this could be the case when you have multiple ads and the other ads are paused or are deleted, so you will only see a certain percentage there, whichever is enabled. So you can quickly flip that thing here. What number of impressions you're getting, what's the CTR that you're paying for it, what's the total cost. So this is your average cost of click, and your position of your ad, this is the average position in the search results page, and the conversion which you've got, and the cost of conversion, the conversion rate, right? So all this information is available here. So you can analyze the campaign here. So if your CTR is going down, then what does that mean? If your cost per click is increasing, and if your cost of conversion is increasing or decreasing, all that stuff you can look at. A way to look at the campaign performance. So by comparing that with the similar period. So in this case, if you see, it's a simple campaign here where you can look at. So you can set up the comparison here. First, select. Put it on and say previous period, so it compares to the same 30-day period in the past. So you can look at this graph and make understand how the performance is going and how does it compare with the last performance. And you can come here and look at the increase or decrease in your CTR. So if you just put click on the plus, you'll be able to see whether there is an increase in the CTR or there is a decrease in CTR basically, or any other parameter which you would like to look at, right? That's your high-level campaign, performance or analysis of that. So I'll talk about the key questions which come up mostly when regarding the campaign analysis or performance. So these are three things which we have heard, and which is commonly a concern for a lot of AdWords users. So first is the low conversion rate. So why are my ads not converting? Why am I not getting the right kind of conversion? So my conversion is single digit percentage or lower, 1%, 2%. So why is that the case? And so these are the common issues which we have seen out there. So first is the intent is not mapped properly. So whatever the search user is searching for, that is not correctly mapped into, or too many things are mapped into similar ad group, resulting in poor conversion. Landing page becomes an important piece here. So if there are issues with landing page load time, if there are issues the landing page is not relevant to the search intent, or the offer is not exciting, And so, and for various other reasons, including the landing page copy, so whatever you write written on the page and the images, etc. If all those are not making sense to the search visitor, then also the conversion will be low. The other issue which we have seen, advertisers talk about, the AdWords users talk about, is the quality of lead. Very common issue. Again, to fix that or to address that, it's very hard to get 100% high quality leads from AdWords. You have to, keep trying for that. But again, if you the common areas one can look at to improve the overall lead quality is, again, go ahead and look at your keywords, your ad copies, your ad groups, and make sure they are mapped as closely as possible to the search intent. Have a landing page, which is more relevant. So there could be a case where the landing page is good, has a very good offer, but is not relevant to the type of lead which you want to see in, and a very different set of audience is interested in filling that form, and not necessarily the ones you want to fill. So you may get those sort of leads which are not relevant, let's say. So look at the offer on the landing page, and then it may so happen that your ads are being served to locations which where you are not likely to get business from, or the quality of lead, even if you get those leads, you are not likely to close them. And if you're not able to close them, or if those are not the relevant leads, then again you are wasting money and time in chasing those leads. So those could be the reasons why you would want to look at these unintended locations and fix that. So where we can look at that, so I'll quickly show that to you. So we come here, we go to this area section here, we go to dimensions, and we come here, we say search terms. No, hold on, not search terms. Anyway, since I brought it up, I'll just talk. So these are the search terms which are being used by search visitors while they're searching. Since I talked about the search intent and earlier as well as in this slide, you can see the exact search terms which are being used by the search users, and you can look at what is the sort of intent which is being captured by these search terms. Now, all the search terms may not give you a clear intent, and so that you'll have to figure out as you analyze your campaign. Now let's look at the geolocation. So this is where your clicks are coming from, all kinds of places, right? Now you may want to let's say if your clicks are coming from places which are not converting, and I'm just taking this example. Now this is a very small sample, so 3 clicks is not a big sample to really take a decision. So you should really look at 20, 30, 40 clicks at least to make analysis whether a particular location is good, bad, or is not relevant. And if you already know for a fact that a certain type of locations will not convert for you, you will just stop the campaign for them. So if you know this information, you can go to your AdWords campaign, and in settings you can say do not show my ads to, or exclude these locations from serving my ads, and so that will help you bring down the cost as well as improve the lead quality. The last element is the lead cost, which I just mentioned. So lead cost can, so even if you're getting conversion, let's say if you're getting lead quality, how do you go ahead and improve the cost of lead, or basically lower the cost of lead? So as I mentioned, remove the location which don't convert for you. Look at all the keywords very closely, all the search terms, and mark them negative. Wherever you see there is an opportunity to mark a certain type of keyword negative. Now don't be too aggressive in marking keywords negative, because unless you know that this is really a bad term, or you may not want to really bid for, you should so when I said over aggressive, meaning like every other term, if you start marking negative, it may stop. There is a likelihood that you will result in your ads won't get impressions. So you have to sort of do the balancing act here. Then look at the ways to optimize your landing page. So if you improve the conversion on your landing page, if let's say there are 100 people visiting your landing page, 100 clicks, and out of that you're getting 10 people to convert. If you increase the conversions by, let's say, from 10 to 20, which is 100%, your cost will be half. And that is possible. So landing page is a very important piece of the puzzle here. So if the better landing page you have, the higher conversions you can get out of the same ad budget. So interesting point here on landing pages. And then offer is again a very important element of the page. So typically you are so it's not only for the page, but also you will mention the offer in could mention your offer in the ad copy. So if offers are good, which are compelling, then people are going to take those offers, and that if more people take those offers, then you get lower lead cost. So offer is again an important piece of the puzzle here. And then I didn't talk much about the quality score, but I'll cover that briefly here. Let's take an example here. So what you go to a campaign, go to the ad group, go to the keyword section, right? And you come to a particular keyword and just hover here. You will see this information here. So there are three things in quality score. One is the click-through rate, as you can see here. One is ad relevance and the landing page experience. So Google has explanation for all the three here, which you can look at. But I'll summarize the important points. So first is click-through rate. So what it means is your ad should be attracting enough clicks. So the ad copy and the bid should be high enough that you get a good CTR. Now, good CTR is different for different type of campaign, but if your CTR, if this is above average, then you're in the good. You're good. So average or above average is so average is okay, above average is good. Second is ad relevance. So ad relevance is again, as I mentioned, is the mapping of the search intent to your ad groups and keywords. So as long as your ad groups and keywords and the search terms are catering to similar intent, you should be good here too. And then lastly, the landing page experience. So what is the Google's understanding of your of your landing page is what this point mentions. So quality score is sort of some sort of algorithmic summary or way of Google to find from these three elements a quality score which is derived here. And so if you have a higher quality score, you tend to you tend to get a higher position in your ad in the ad ranking when Google displays the ad for a lower price. So there is an incentive for advertiser if to improve the quality score, so that the ads are placed higher for a lower price. So that's another thing that one can look at. But so on quality score, I have one tip for the advertisers here. First is higher quality score is good. So please aim to get that. But do not spend a whole lot of time in doing that because it does consume a lot of time to achieve that. And but what you should be more worried about is it should not be low. So if it is low, then it is a problem, which is what needs to be addressed or fixed. So I think lower quality score is a bad thing, certainly. But spending too much time in getting the highest quality score is also going to take a whole lot of your time, and it's a question of how much time you can allocate to this activity. So if you have time, please go ahead and do it. But I think the important thing to focus on really is going to be is the quality of leads which you're getting and the cost at which you're getting them, and if those leads are actually converting into business for you. So if that math is working for you, then I think you can sort of make sure that the quality score is above a certain number, but not necessarily aim for 10 all the time, because it's going to take a whole lot of your time. A few learnings I'll share about what we learned in our campaigns. So again, as I mentioned, understanding search term is very, very important. So looking at search term data is very, very helpful in optimization of the campaigns. And so this is not a one-time activity, and certainly you will not be able to capture all the search intent before running a campaign. There is no tool to do that, but whatever tools we have, the keyword planner and stuff, will give us some information. And as your ads run, as your campaigns run, you can look at the search terms regularly and optimize your campaigns by redesigning the ad groups if necessary. so that they are capturing a similar search intent in one ad group. Then fewer ad keywords per ad group is a good thing, what we realized, because the idea really is, again, fewer keywords per ad group means that the keywords in a certain ad group needs to map to a similar search intent. So that's important. So if you have a lot of keywords, then it's likely that a lot of multiple search intents are being mapped into an ad group, which will result in a poor quality score and poor conversion, and everything will sort of go down. Then if you're seeing a lower quality score, then for a particular keyword in an ad group, but other keywords are doing good, then you better we've realized that pausing or deleting those keywords help improve the overall performance, campaign performance. Then fancy ad copies may not necessarily work. Most important conversion tactic for us was improving the landing page offer and the landing page design. That we found has been the most important conversion tactic and element for us. So that's you can look at that as well for your own campaigns. And then we should look at the conversion trends over probably a few days or a week on a weekly basis. On hourly and daily basis, these things can fluctuate. One may spend a lot of time looking at hourly basis. So that's not the best way to look at it. I think we should give at least a week's time, or not a week, then at least few days to understand the conversion trend. And then in our case, our leads are typically top of the funnel in nature. So most of the leads which we get are not really the ones who will buy immediately the kind of product we're selling. So we have figured out that not everybody is going to make a buying decision right then and there for our kind of product. So that was our learning. And then AdWords is not necessarily the cheapest source of leads for us. So these are our learnings from our campaigns. Thank you all for joining this session. I really appreciate your time, and you all have a good day.